Good morning, Rangers. Afternoon, and actually, it's crazy late on Monday. I wish I was seeing you guys much earlier this morning, but today's been super nuts the whole weekend. As my wife worked all weekend, and then she even had a COVID patient yesterday, and so that was I think it was her first time having one directly. And anyway, it's just been a long day trying to get back to our projects. So, like I said last week, we are doing some guitar repair. I have this sweet little baby Taylor that I bought for my 14-year-old. I think before she was even born. I kind of thought maybe she'd want to play the guitar. I don't know, one of those moments as a future dad. Had a couple of cracks on the side, one on this side and one on that side when I bought it, so I got it kind of cheap. Then over time, there's kind of a buckle right in front of the sound hole, and another one here that kind of developed, which is cracking up on the top side right there. And so I bought a new soundboard for it, and I'm going to try to take off the soundboard and put a new one on. I've never done this before, so kind of on new ground. So see how this goes. Here's the new soundboard. I bought that from Stu Mac, which is like a guitar building place. You can see it's book matched, which means initially it came from the tree like this, and you open it up, and so the grain matches from the center going out. You can see the grain is pretty tight here, but if you look at the grain on this one, it's much tighter than the original Taylor. I wish it was a little tighter, but anyway, we'll see how this comes together. I'm going to check the thickness next. And so the thickness of our original is at 0.1, 0.99, and the thickness of this is about 0.13, 0.128 it looks like. And so I am going to have to sand this one down a little bit on the big sander before I do it. What I'm going to do first is take off, this is a bolt-on neck, a little cheaper model for the Taylors, and so the neck bolts on, which is kind of nice for what I got to do, which kind of is why I decided to actually tackle this project, so I don't take the neck off on a normal guitar. I'm going to take that off, and then what I want to do is take a router, and I'm going to try to just route this edge off so that I can just put the new one right on top. Again, I haven't done this before, so I'm going to give this a try. So just before break, the PTO at Central High granted us with some money for some new funds to buy some new tools, actually. And so I bought 2 new drills, cordless power planer, and then I bought this new router kit. What's kind of cool about this one is it comes with a regular bass, an offset bass, and a plunge bass. So kind of a new thing for the shop. So I'm just getting that open now, and I want to give that a try for our project here. So I want to use kind of a small handheld router. That's kind of nice. So that I can control it easily. Maybe. All right. There we go. So kind of a nice little kit. So like I said, this is a handheld laminate trim router. So I'll be able to kind of control really easily as I cut over the top of that soundboard. I'll start by unbolting the neck. And that'll get that by itself. So now what I want to do is set my router for that depth, so that I can kind of go around the edge and just cut out that lighter part of Sitka spruce and leave the mahogany side. So we've got 3 different router bits here. They're all carbide. One is an upcut, one is a downcut. You can see the spirals are going opposite each other here. One curves that way, one curves that way. And then I've got a compression, which they go both directions. So this top little chunk goes one way, and the rest. If I'm just doing a pocket like this one over here, if I just want to make sure the bottom is cleaned up, then I want to use this upcut. That's going to keep the bottom nice and fresh. If I want to make sure the top edge stays perfect, then I would use a downcut. And if I wanted to do it all in one pass, then I would use the compression, and that would keep the top good and the bottom good at the same time. I just want a really small one, so I'm going to use this little guy here, and I don't really care what's going to happen to the top because it's going to disappear, so I just want to make sure the bottom edge is fine, and so we're going to load this thing up into the collet of our new little router here. I got that bit set up about 1/10 of an inch past the base, and so now what I'm going to try to do is just go back and forth over top of this edge and see if I can't cut that all the way loose. There's a bunch of bracing underneath here that I want to save too, so I'm going to probably end up doing that on the bracing, and hopefully I can salvage this. here we go. We'll see how it goes. Alright, so I got it off pretty much how I hoped it would go. This is the back side of the soundboard and top. Got that cut out. All our edges look like I didn't ruin anything yet, so I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think I'll need to maybe get a chisel, a nice sharp chisel, and kind of clean it up a little bit more. My heat gun here, which is like a hair dryer on steroids, and applied a bunch of heat to that and kind of got underneath there with a chisel, and I got the first piece loose. So I would like to resave all this bracing here so I can glue it on the new soundboard. So I'm going to give that a try, see if I can get the rest of that off. So I got another one off. I was a little bit too close to this one. You can see it started to get black a little bit, so my heat gun is a little bit too close, but it does work pretty good. I just got to keep it back a little bit. I don't want to char any of this. It might affect the sound. Alright, so I managed to get all the bracing off so far. This is kind of a double piece, and the other 4 little pieces. The bridge I got to take off yet, but I think that might be all I'm going to work on today. Maybe I'll sand the soundboard before I... Alright, so I'm going to run these through the wide belt sander a couple times, kind of clean them up before I glue them together. 2 pieces book matched, glued together, cut, clamped, and we'll let it dry, see what happens.